alma mater, sons be loyal, keep her name in purest light. Never waver from her precepts, guard her banner blue and white. Oh, sing her praise to highest skies, and be faithful in her eyes, for she will foster all your dreams. Her name is Seton Hall. Her name is Seton Hall.
Welcome to the 2020 Celebration of Excellence, a time when we recognize the many collective and individual achievements of this past year. As a community, there is so much for which to be grateful. This has certainly been a year unlike any other, not simply because of the unique challenges we currently face, but primarily because of the exceptional students that made this year possible, and our many achievements in the areas of academics, campus ministry, athletics, and activities. During the course of this program, we will combine the awards of our traditional celebration with those of our award ceremony typically held the night of our baccalaureate mass. It is our hope that as we enjoy this program, we will reflect upon the spirit that animates our life at the Prep. While we remain apart, our community continues to magnify our joy and support us in times of struggle. Let us remember the family that is the Prep and celebrate a year unlike any other.
Hello and welcome to our Celebration of Excellence program. We would like to welcome our Prep faculty, staff, students, family, and friends who are watching us today. A special thank you to Mr. Chris Barnett and Mark Vitale and those who helped put this program together. Today, we recognize the attributes of our student leaders, the pursuit of excellence in all we accomplish, and their will to help others with the compassion shown by our brotherhood. Our mission statement exemplifies the spiritual, intellectual, moral, and physical growth of our students, embracing the 4 pillars of our school: family, faith, compassion, and courage. We hold up those who by their actions have demonstrated hard work, self-discipline, maturity, and faithfulness. For those of you being recognized, we thank you for the example that you have set for our underclassmen. For the entire senior class, we know that none of us could have imagined finishing the year this way. Thank you for being so patient, sympathetic, and understanding. You're a group of young men who have shown great fortitude in such a trying time. Monsignor Kelly and I look forward to presenting you with your diploma in the near future.
When the class of 2020 entered the doors of Seton Hall Prep 4 years ago, they took their first steps on a long journey of academic preparation for college. Their first steps toward the goal of assuming complete responsibility for their own education. All of our students can be proud now as they look back on the distance they have traveled to get here today. Many of the class of 2020 are recognized here for their outstanding efforts and for their good stewardship of the academic gifts entrusted to them. These titles and honors presented here speak only partly to the magnitude of their achievements and efforts. These honors are based on tried and true standards of academic success at Seton Hall Prep. Our first category is the National Merit Program. When it comes to standardized tests, the SAT and the ACT take center stage in the lives of college-bound high school students. Yet it is the PSAT, which is the first pre-college standardized test that students meet. It is worth noting the achievement of excellence on the PSAT, as it is a measure of our students' potential and actual achievement early on. This year, the National Merit Scholarship Program is based on last year's PSAT and is a recognition of the top 50,000 of the 1.5 million high school juniors who took the test. This year we have 14 commended students in the National Merit Program, and these are Brian Arnold, Duncan Caramichael, Connor Cook, Aidan Dunphy, Andrew Gilly, Matthew Guarnuccio, Joseph Labrador, Michael Massa, Brian Phillips, Nicholas Rauschenberger, Matthew Rogers, William Spees, Nicholas Sprague, and Kenneth Taylor. The National Hispanic Recognition Program identifies outstanding Hispanic high school students. Each year, the program selects approximately 5,000 of the highest scoring students from a nationwide total of 250,000 high school juniors who self-identify as Hispanic on the PSAT. This year, we have one such award winner, and that is Daniel Matesi. The TUI Medallion is awarded to honor those students who have completed their 4 years at the prep with a 4.2 cumulative GPA or better. This year, we have 78 students who will receive this honor. The following 24 students are recognized as summa cum laude for a GPA of 4.8 and higher. These are John Angelica, Brian Arnold, Patrick Blazer, Duncan Caramichael, Dylan Coffin, Connor Cook, Aidan Cunningham, Aidan Dunphy, Andrew Gilly, Matthew Guarnuccio, George Haddad, James Iacovetti, Joseph Labrador, Michael Massa, Ryan Monteleone, Brian Phillips, Nicholas Rauschenberger, David Robinson, Matthew Rogers, Ryan Spezzacatena, William Spees, Nicholas Sprague, Alexander Tretzka, and Noah Weber. 18 are recognized as magna cum laude for a GPA between 4.5 and 4.79. These students are Holden Coulter, Michael Curran, Shane Farrell, John Geringer, Derek Hart, Brandon Hirsch, Victor Isidro, Sloke Jarawala, Jack Keene, Jordan Lamoth, Thomas Martinovich, Daniel Matesi, John Anthony Palangio, Colin Schweitzer, Nicholas Spindler, Mark Tarazi, Kenneth Taylor, and Sean Wex-Moonsky.
36 students are recognized as cum laude for a GPA between 4.2 and 4.49. These students are Wayne Alley, Andrew Bailey, Michael Battangiani, Philip Siarco, Nicholas Cummins, Gage Durr, Matthew Douglas, Colin Flaherty, Brian Grulon, Nicholas Goules, Ryan Hayford, Alexander Kutik, Kanel Kumar, Andrew Lucas, Zachary Lucas, Mario Luzuriaga, Andrew Marashlian, Zachary Merlino, Nicholas Manazian, Peter Nascone, Juan Sebastian Nehenke, Christian Ramundo, John Regan, Christopher Rossini, Daniel Sadek, Frederick Schlageter, Jake Shoemaker, Jonathan Strozik, Michael Sullivan, Nicholas Sweats, John Underwood, Salvatore Vito, Ryan Weber, Victor White, Yulin Zhang, and Ethan Young.
The Inger Bagger Stovall and Robert H. Stovall Class of 1943 Award is given each year to the senior who has demonstrated the greatest overall academic improvement since his freshman year. This year's recipient is Matthew Ravalli. Matt has taken impressive academic strides each year, all while being faithful in his service to others through the Spectrum Big Brothers program and as a member of our baseball and crew programs. The following awards are given by the academic departments at Seton Hall Prep. The Harry H. Dawson Medallion for Excellence in English Studies goes to George Haddad. The Hugo Senerchia Medallion for Excellence in Humanities goes to Connor Cook. The Edward Jennings Medallion for Excellence in Literary Achievement goes to Nicholas Ferrara. The Richard E. Binkowski Medallion for Excellence in Cinema Studies goes to Michael Sullivan. The Andrew G. Mietzak Medallion for Excellence in Social Studies goes to Nicholas Rauschenberger. The United States History Medallion for Excellence in United States History goes to Jake Shoemaker. The Monsignor John McNulty Medallion for Excellence in Theology goes to Nicholas Rauschenberger. The Father James Foley Class of 28 Medallion for Excellence in Peer Leadership goes to Colin Flaherty. The Outstanding Achievement in Language Studies Medallion goes to Matthew Guarnuccio. The Malcolm Ewing Medallion for Excellence in Classical Languages goes to Derek Hart. The Spanish Studies Medallion for Excellence in Spanish Studies goes to Mario Luzuriaga. The Chinese Studies Medallion for Excellence in Chinese Studies goes to Kenneth Taylor. The Anthony Lupica Medallion for Excellence in Italian Studies goes to Salvatore Vito. The Seal of Biliteracy in English and Spanish goes to the following students: Joseph Labrador, Mario Luzuriaga, Thomas Martinovich, Juan Sebastian Niehenke, and Daniel Sadek. The Seal of Biliteracy in English and Chinese goes to Yulin Zhang. The Fine and Performing Arts Medallion for Excellence in the Arts goes to Matthew Guarnuccio. The Joseph A. Nalia Medallion for Excellence in Music Studies goes to Andrew Lucas. The Joseph A. Nalia Medallion for Excellence in Music Performance goes to Matthew Guarnuccio. The Teresa A. Nalia Medallion for Excellence in Theater Arts goes to Peter Nascone. And the Joseph J. Hoffman Medallion for Excellence in Public Speaking goes to Nicholas Cummins.
Before I continue on with the awards for math, science, and physical education, I would like to congratulate all of the recipients of the awards from today's celebration of excellence on your accomplishments. The Ralph J. Seton Medallion for Excellence in Mathematics has been awarded to Michael Massa. The Reverend Martin J. Ferran Medallion for Excellence in Calculus BC has been awarded to Noah Weber. The Aldo Eitri Medallion for Excellence in Calculus AB has been awarded to Connor Cook. The AP Statistics Medallion for Excellence in Statistics has been awarded to Patrick Blazer. The Science Medallion for Excellence in the Sciences has been awarded to Slok Jariwala. The John T. Thoreau Medallion for Excellence in Physics has been awarded to James Iacoviti. The Joseph P. Kane Medallion for Excellence in Chemistry has been awarded to Noah Weber. The Biology Medallion for Excellence in Biology has been awarded to Connor Cook. The Dr. Richard D. Skane Class of '52 Medallion for Excellence in Environmental Science has been awarded to William Spies. The Computer Technology Medallion for Excellence in Computer Science has been awarded to Christopher Taraby. The Frank J. Tracy Medallion for Excellence in Physical Education has been awarded to Daniel Savino. This year's valedictorian and recipient of the Rocco Salerno Memorial Award, Matthew Guarnuccio, is a National Merit Scholar, an AP Scholar, and a Seton Scholar. As a junior, this resident of Westfield was the winner of the Vincent D. Purpura Scholarship Award, given for selfless commitment and service to the prep and his community. Matt was the lead in the school musical as a junior and senior, an SHP ambassador, a varsity athlete on both the cross-country and tennis teams, a member of both the SHP band and music ministry, and was the student coordinator for the annual Hunger Summit. Matt was heavily involved in his local parish and the SHP campus ministry, serving as a Eucharistic minister, religious education teacher, and Catholic Heart Work Camp participant. Congratulations, Matt. We are so proud of you. Salutatorian Connor Cook is a student ambassador and National Honor Society member. Connor was also a football and lacrosse player, a Knight of Setonia, a volunteer for sandwich making for St. John's Soup Kitchen, and a member of the Wounded Warrior Project Club. In his local community, Connor assisted autistic children at Saturdays in Motion at the Somerset Hills YMCA, and has spearheaded several fundraisers through his local youth group at St. Patrick's Parish in his hometown of Chatham. Congratulations, Connor. Your hard work has paid off.
The following awards are named after men of strong character who made considerable contributions to the prep community and had a positive influence on many people through the generations. Sadly, some of these men passed away while still active at the prep. The Seton Hall Prep faculty and administration is proud to recognize current students in keeping the spirit and memory of these individuals alive. The Vincent D. Purpura Scholarship Award is presented to a junior who, in memory and spirit of Vincent D. Purpura, a former president of the Fathers Club, has modeled selfless commitment and service to the prep and his community. This year's recipients are Gabriel Ferrero and Alexei Malay. Thank you for your selfless service you provide to the Seton Hall Prep and our wider communities. The Daniel A. Galarenzo Class of 2003 Memorial Award is given to a student who has demonstrated exemplary endurance, perseverance, and dedication to our sports program and who also holds a genuine interest in music. This year's recipient is Aiden Cunningham, a determined young man who as an outstanding student and member of the National Honor Society, a gritty and determined 4-year member of our wrestling program, and a faithful 4-year alto saxophone player in the band, jazz band, and brass wind ensemble. The Donald W. Yaw Class of 2003 Memorial Award is given to a senior who has displayed outstanding achievement in academia, athletics, and the arts, and exemplifies the best utilization of all the opportunities offered at Seton Hall Prep. This year's recipient is Joseph Labrador, a humble young man who has made significant contributions to our community as an exceptional student, a member of our National Honor Society, a member of the Seton Scholar Program, and an accomplished tenor, soprano saxophone player, and a 4-year member in the band, jazz band, and brass wind ensemble, a performer in the Setonians and our spring musical, and a member of our swim team. The Anthony J. Verducci Award is given annually in the name of our former coach and teacher to a senior who most represents the leadership qualities of courage, fortitude, and perseverance, even when faced with very demanding circumstances. This year's recipient is Connor Handley, a young man who inspires all of us with his grit, grace, and determination. The Andrew L. Clark Class of 1943 Medallion recognizes a senior who has demonstrated exceptional leadership qualities. This year's recipient is Jack Angelica, a young man who has been a servant leader throughout high school, assuming leadership positions as an ambassador, a peer leader, and a member of the National Honor Society. Whether in these roles as a committed student and Seton scholar, or as an athlete on the football and lacrosse field, Jack is selfless, humble, and guided by the good of the group. The Anthony Esposito Jr. Foundation Scholarship Award is presented to Alexander Zabrowski. The Christian J.S. Brogan Class of 1987 Scholarship Award is presented to Connor Handley. The Headmaster's Award is presented to seniors who have led by word and example. These seniors have faithfully represented the values of Seton Hall Prep. The following seniors are worthy recipients of the Headmaster's Award: Michael Battangiani, Patrick Blazer, Ryan Corcoran, Aiden Dunphy, Garrett Fitchin, George Haddad, Brandon Hirsch, AJ Hinton, Jordan Lamoth, Andrew Mitzak, Ryan Monteleone, and Kenneth Taylor. Congratulations.
In past years, when speaking about campus ministry, I would try to count the things done over the year. How many students were Eucharistic ministers, how many retreats were held, how many sandwiches were made, etc. But truly, liturgy, retreat, and service cannot be quantified. Although we see students walking in and out of the chapel all day, we cannot count the number of prayers offered. The number of students who went on Kairos is not as important as the tremendous impact that those students have had on our community. The number of sandwiches made is just a fraction of the amount of love that is expressed when someone receives that sandwich. We see students involved in the tutoring program, Spectrum Big Brothers, food, clothing, and toy drives, camps for the developmentally delayed, service trips within the country and overseas. However, there are so many more students serving their communities of whom we are not even aware. Lives have been changed because our students have been servant leaders in and off the campus of Seton Hall Prep. The three areas of campus ministry, retreat, liturgy, and service, are the elements that go into selecting the senior to receive the Campus Ministry Award. The Chaplain Charles J. Waters Award is offered by the class of 1945. Father Waters became a U.S. Army chaplain in the Vietnam War and is credited with saving the lives of numerous soldiers. Unarmed and completely exposed, Chaplain Waters moved among the front lines, evacuating and giving aid to the wounded and ministering to the dying when he himself was mortally wounded. This award is given to a senior who lives his Catholic faith in an exceptional manner. This year we honor Nicholas Rauschenberger. Nick has participated in all 3 aspects of campus ministry since his freshman year. If we had a service meeting, you can be sure Nick was there. Nick organized the blood drive, entertained weekly at the nursing home, and was a Spectrum Big Brother. He attended Kairos as a junior so that he could be a Kairos leader in his senior year. Nick was particularly helpful during our Kairos team talk preparations, offering suggestions that were loving and spot on. Nick's own talk was powerful, with a deep personal sharing. In addition to his 3-year dedication to music ministry, Nick is now also a Eucharistic minister. What I will remember most often about Nick is his attendance at daily Mass in the morning. Even when he was a few minutes late, Nick was there to devote his day to God, to receive Eucharist, and to bring Christ to others through his actions. For living his Catholic faith as a true disciple of Christ, we present Nicholas Rauschenberger with the Father Charles J. Waters Award. Congratulations, Nick.
The class of 2020 eagerly dedicated the 2020 Tower Yearbook to an individual that they believe has supported them and been there with them since the first days of their freshman year. They believe that this individual has helped them grow in our school's pillars of family, faith, compassion, and courage. And although this individual didn't attend Seton Hall Prep as a student, he did absolutely everything he could to walk with them on their daily lives here at Seton Hall Prep. And for that, they are forever grateful. The class of 2020 dedicates the 2020 Tower Yearbook to Monsignor Robert E. Harahan. As we anxiously await the arrival of our new Tower Yearbooks, let us continue to remember our seniors and all of the memorable moments throughout this year.
Today, I would like to give a recap of this year's athletic teams and honor a few today that have been the backbone of the athletic department and the success of our teams. Regardless of who we talk about today, The primary educational goal of our athletic program is to teach that in order for us to be successful on the field or in the athletic arena, that we all need each team member to work towards that goal. That is, that every member of every team is an integral part of the successes. This year, our soccer team had a memorable season as they won the SEC American Division, the Essex County Championship, while capping it all off with a non-public state championship. Our football team saw the program reach heights not seen in the last decade, finishing 8-2 and winning its first Super Football Conference White Divisional Championship. Our cross-country team once again has pushed each other to new PRs throughout the fall, and perhaps having one of the school's finest seasons, finished undefeated in our SEC conference and winning the county and NJISAA championship. Our crew team continues to build on each year's successes and had over 60 students competing this fall. This winter, we saw our basketball program have 14-game win streak while upsetting a few top 5 teams in the state. Coach Williams reached his 200th win at home. Our ice hockey team skated in the top 10 rankings in the state for most of the season and ended up ranked number 8 in the state. We saw our swimming program capture its 23rd county title in a row, coming from behind in the last race of the meet, and defended their county championship win streak against a very strong Montclair team. Winter track had a very strong season, winning the SEC championship and NJISAA prep title. Wrestling won its 5th county championship in a row and won this year's District 16. The team also finished first in our SEC conference, which was their 4th in a row. Our bowling team had a very successful season, posting a 13-3 record, and our rifle team continues to be strong within the state of New Jersey and nationally. The spring season started off with so much excitement and potential. The lacrosse team was nationally preseason top 20 and looking at one of the strongest schedules in the country, and was poised to win a state championship behind the leadership of Coach Turco and returning 3 top 100 players in the country. Our baseball team, which was preseason ranked number 11 in the state, had a strong returning lineup with a strong pitching staff. Our outdoor track was coming off a successful winter track season and was poised to have a strong run for the SEC and county title. Our crew team had worked hard over the winter months and were returning seniors that were ready to inch up at the national regattas. Our golf team had a strong senior class and also showed promise to do well in the county and SEC American Division. Our tennis team had one of the most tenured teams in recent years. We certainly are blessed with more than our share of successes at every level that we compete in, and although time does not allow us to recognize each team in more detail, it is worthy to note that we have had up to date 3 conference championships, 3 county championships, 1 state overall championship, and several tri-state and notable rankings within the country. We have an overall varsity record of 112, 30-3 since the start of the school year in supporting our varsity programs, and an incredible 98, 12, and 8 sub-varsity record. That's a combination of 210 wins, 42 losses, and 11 ties. Today, we would like to present a few specific awards. Our first award will be the Coaches Award. The Coaches Award recognizes genuine sportsmanship within our kids. This is an individual of high moral character and steadfast commitment and dedication in an unselfish way to the team. The individual may or may not be the best player on the team, but has the important traits that holds the team together and who commits 100% of himself. The student athletes were chosen by their head coaches. To them are true team players. In seasonal order: football, John Nicosia; soccer, Aiden Dunphy; cross country, Colin Schweitzer; basketball, Colin Flaherty; bowling, Drew Gillee; ice hockey, Tim O'Connell; rifle, Trevor Hempstead. Swimming, Matthew Pryor. Winter track, Nick Spindler. Wrestling, Drew Mitzak. Baseball, Mark Hindy. Golf, Connor Handley. Lacrosse, Billy Rojak. Spring track, Tim O'Connor. Tennis, Andrew Maroslian. Crew fall, Wayne Alley. Crew spring, Andrew Lucas. Great job, fellas, and I thank you for your commitment and being a positive role model for your entire team. Each year, the George and Gloria O'Connor Scholarship is given to a student who's excelled both athletically and academically. The student must maintain high moral principles and high standards. This year's recipient is Michael Massa. Michael is an excellent student athlete who not only is one of the prep's top students academically, but also a very strong and talented wrestler for the prep. Michael finished with an outstanding record of 116-37. He joins a group of only 13 peers with over 100 wins in the program. Mike will be attending Johns Hopkins University in the fall. Now on to the James Quelly Jr. Memorial Scholarship. This award recognizes an athlete who is dedicated, loyal, persevering, and dependable. He's a hard worker who has positively influenced his colleagues around him. This year's recipient is Michael Petruccia. Mike is an excellent student athlete who will be attending St. Bonaventure University this fall. Michael did not swim competitively at all until he joined our team as a freshman, but through hard work and persevering, ended up a county championship in the 100 freestyle and also was part of our school's record 400 freestyle relay. Before I wrap up and get to the final awards, I would also want to mention two awards that, although are not given out by the prep, need to be recognized and honored for their essential traits of a student athlete: being a student first and competing at a high level. These two fine young men are representing the prep as our scholar athletes this year in both the county and at the state levels. Receiving the Essex County Scholar Athlete Award will be Dominic Busby. Dominic will be attending Columbia University. And our NJSIAA Scholar Athlete this year will be Aiden Dunphy, who will be attending Johns Hopkins this fall. We have two more awards that are significant to the school. First, the Monsignor William Daly Award. This award is for the outstanding senior athlete here at the prep. Each year, the choice gets more difficult as we are represented so well in every sport, and this year is no different. Since the inception of this award, we have had 10 double recipients, and one year we had 3 represent the school. This year we had quality candidates to choose from, and the talent pool was exceptional. 2 candidates stood out and are certainly competing at the top end of their respected sports. Both are moving on to continue their talents at Division I universities, and both universities are ranked within the top 10 nationally in their respected sports and academically. That should give you an idea of the talent that these two men have. Both of our recipients are All-Americans, leaders in their programs, and are young men of character. Both deserve to share this award together. This year's outstanding senior athletes voted on by our head coaches to represent the school are Connell Kumar and Jason Pereira. Connell is a 4-year member of the varsity team and a senior captain. Having committed to play lacrosse at the University of Virginia, who was the 2019 NCAA National Champions, early in his career, Connell's exceptional talent has consistently been recognized by many of the best coaches in the game. A 2019 nominee to the Team USA U19 national team tryout process, Connell joined 120 of the best players in America. This process included players finishing their freshman year in college while Connell was emerging from his junior year here at the prep. At the end of his junior season, the New Jersey Coaches Association named Connell an All-American, Midfielder of the Year, First Team All-North Parochial A, First Team All-Fitch Pitch, and First Team All-SEC. Ending his career likely garnishing two-time All-American and Midfielder and Player of the Year status places Connell at the high elite range of talent within the history of Seton Hall Prep and New Jersey lacrosse. He is very likely one of the best players ever produced by Seton Hall Prep and by New Jersey lacrosse as a whole. Connell is a three-time member of the Under Armour All-American team and is ranked 16th nationally by Inside Lacrosse. Connell served as the captain this year, and Connell has achieved high honor roll all 4 years here at the Prep and the National Honor Society his junior year, in addition to being a student ambassador. Jason Pereira. Jason Pereira was thrilling to watch on the soccer field this past fall. Jason anchored the best defense the soccer program has ever had. Led by Jason, the Prep posted its school record 20 shutouts and finished 22-1-1. Overall, winning the non-public A state title as well as the SEC Conference and Essex County Championships. While known more for his defensive prowess in the Essex County tournament, Jason scored the winning goal in the semifinal and set up the winning goal in the final. For the second year in a row, Jason made first team All-State in the Star Ledger. The United Soccer Coaches Association named Jason an All-American this year, and he has been nominated for Gatorade Player of the Year here in New Jersey. Jason is the only school's fourth soccer All-American, following the footsteps of Charlie Rowan, Brandon Adler, and Mason Toy. Jason has earned a soccer scholarship to Division I Providence, a nationally ranked program in the Big East, one of the most prestigious soccer conferences in the country. Fellas, you're Monsignor Daly Award recipients.
This year, as always, the vast majority of the student body was involved in the activities program here at the Prep through both school-wide events and specific clubs and organizations. As usual, there were several inclusive on-campus events which many of you attended. Our dodgeball tournament this year raised over $1,000 for the GIST Foundation. We also ran our fall coffee house, freshman and sophomore semi-formal, and junior formal. None of these events would be possible without significant student participation. This year, the performing arts at the Prep continued to thrive. The fall drama, A Christmas Carol, was a great success, with inspiring performances by many of your peers. Since then, we've seen the music ministry singing at masses, performances by the band, brass wind ensemble, and Setonians at the winter band concert. And while it is tremendously disappointing not to be able to enjoy the spring musical, The Man of La Mancha, we are excited to see a version of some of the songs featured in the show by the cast today. Now, I'd like to recognize the 2019-2020 Student Council Executive Board. Your President, Brendan Hirsch. Your Vice President, Danny Matesi. Your Secretary, Kenneth Taylor. And your Treasurer, Garrett Fitchin. This Student Council increased its visibility and activity this year as the elected student government of the Prep. They have coordinated numerous fundraising activities, ran our first Spirit Week and Junior Formal, worked closely with members of the administration to address student concerns here at school, especially over the course of the shutdown, and hosted numerous social events on campus. These officers have put forth a tremendous effort on behalf of the school body and deserve our sincere gratitude. The following students have been nominated as most valuable performers in a competitive or performance-based activity. For the ambassadors, Jason Santos. For the fall drama, Nicholas Rauschenberg. For the music ministry, Joseph Labrador. For the band, Kyle Pinkin. For the jazz band, Matt Guarnuccio. For the brass wind ensemble, Duncan Carmichael. For the Setonians, David Acco. For robotics, Sloke Jariwal. For the mock trial team, Nick Manazian. For the spring musical, Matt Guarnuccio. For Quizbowl, Brian Folk. For the Pirate, Ronak Shetty. For the Tower, Dale Bridge. For the Forensics Team, Debate, Chris Wang. For the Forensics Team, Speech Performance, Charles Williams. And for the Spectrum Literary Magazine, Peter Nesco. Congratulations to all of this year's MVPs. The Bailey Seton Award is given annually to a senior for outstanding participation in the activities program. This year's recipient is Danny Matesi. Danny has contributed to the musical life of the school in nearly every way conceivable. Aside from being a 4-year member of the band, brass wind ensemble, and jazz band, he has also helped lead the music for the past 2 Christmas tree lightings, as well as accompanying the Setonians at the Men's Choral Festival. He also created an accompaniment track for the singers to use at the SHP Mothers Club fashion show. Using his talents to help others is no new thing for Danny. Last summer, he spent much of his time teaching guitar to children in Guatemala. In his junior year, he joined the spring musical cast and landed a feature role in All Shook Up. And this year, he returned and was cast in the leading role of Sancho Panza in The Man of La Mancha. Danny is also a reliable, passionate ambassador, a respected peer leader, and a dedicated student council vice president. For his reliable involvement, relentless work ethic, and dedication to the prep, Danny Matesi is a most deserving recipient of the Bailey Seton Award. Congratulations. As we near our last 3 major awards, we continue to honor this impressive class of 2020.
We conclude our celebration of excellence with the presentation of 3 major student awards, which capture the spirit of the prep. The McEntee and Boland being awarded since 1969 and 1956, respectively. We begin with our newest award. The John B. Murray 59 Award is presented to that student who embodies the 4 pillars of Seton Hall Prep: family, faith, compassion, and courage, and has humbly served the prep community. We are proud to name Holden Coulter as the recipient of this year's John B. Murray Class of 59 Award. Family, faith, compassion, and courage are not just 4 pillars that we hope our students embody during their 4 years at the prep, but for the rest of their lives. Inside and outside of the classroom, Holden has embodied these pillars. He is a dedicated member of the cross-country team, brass wind ensemble, jazz band, concert band, and National Honor Society. As an ambassador, he has dedicated many hours representing our school at open houses, admission tests, and school functions. He also volunteers weekly in our after-school sandwich making for St. John's Soup Kitchen and the Canterbury Nursing Home. What is most honorable about Holden is his dedication to becoming a well-rounded young man. He has faced challenges with extreme courage, is rooted in his faith, and has immersed himself in our school community. He is always eager to help others. Holden has selflessly committed himself to many different aspects of our school, and we cannot thank him enough for all that he has done for our community. Congratulations, Holden. You are a most worthy recipient of this year's John B. Murray Class of '59 Award. The Vincent A. McEntee Award is presented to that student who has provided consistent and substantial service to Seton Hall Prep without consideration of self or neglect of his studies. We are proud to name Matthew Granuccio as the recipient of this year's Vincent A. McEntee Award. From the moment he set foot in our building as a freshman, Matt has been a man for others, someone who is always attentive and responsive to the needs of the prep community and that of his church. For Matt, service is a way of life rather than an extracurricular activity. Whether he was assuming leadership or being a team player, the goal was to make a difference in the lives of others. Matt is a mature and confident young man who is drawn to that which is necessary rather than which is popular. He has contributed to every facet of our school, serving as an effective ambassador, playing in the band, brass wind ensemble, and jazz band, serving as a leader of the service club, organizing our annual Hunger Summit for several years, performing with music ministry, assuming leading roles in our spring musicals, and participating in our cross-country, paddle, and tennis teams. He accomplished all of this while setting the highest academic standard as the Class of 2020's Valedictorian. We are a better community because of Matt. We are proud to name Matthew Granuccio the recipient of this year's Vincent A. McEntee Award. The Archbishop Thomas A. Boland Award, Most Representative Setonian, is presented to that student who in his achievement and in his person most exemplifies the ideals of Seton Hall Prep. The student we would market to the world as the epitome of what our total program hopes to achieve. This individual must be held in the highest regard by faculty, administration, and his peers. We are proud to name Daniel Motesi as this year's Most Representative Setonian. It is difficult to summarize everything that Danny has done for our school community over the past 4 years. However, what is most powerful about his accomplishments is how dedicated Danny is to helping others. He is a selfless servant leader who has led from amongst his peers, encouraged our students to push themselves beyond their comfort zones, and to grow in their compassion towards others. Over the past 4 years, Danny has raised money and awareness for the Be the Match Foundation, which is an organization very dear to him. He has organized and led yearly service trips to Zacapa, Guatemala, where he gathered Seton Hall Prep students, faculty, and parents in volunteering at an orphanage, nursing home, and hospital. Danny was a key fundraiser for these projects to improve the quality of life for so many in need. In addition, he is also the president of our service club and has collaborated with other students to bring more service projects and opportunities to our school. In particular, he was an entertainer at a nearby nursing home, helped run the Hunger Summit, and was a yearly workshop presenter for Life, Peace, and Justice Day. He also served as Student Council Vice President, Kairos Rector, a peer leader, and an ambassador. He was a member of our JV soccer team, National Honor Society, concert band, brass wind ensemble, and spring musical. He is truly a young man that many look up to as a leader, friend, and role model. Danny lives out our school's mission each day, and because of his humility, generosity, and leadership, he is an ideal recipient of this award. Danny, you are held in the highest regard among students and faculty alike. We are proud to name you as this year's recipient of the Archbishop Thomas A. Boland Award, the Most Representative Setonian. As we close the celebration of excellence, we turn to our president, Monsignor Michael Kelly, the Most Representative Setonian from the class of 1957.
What a fantastic celebration of talent, and remember, it all came from God. Talent, individual and as a member of the class, a club, a team, the prep. You are special young men, but we concentrate today especially on our graduates of the class of 2020. It has been a challenging end of the year for you, but we are doing our best to give each one of you the honor and recognition you deserve. We wish you the best as you move on to your next step in life. I want to thank your parents for the sacrifices they made so that you could have the prep experience. I also thank our faculty members, moderators, and coaches who have guided you through these 4 glorious years. And thank you for representing the prep so well. Special thanks to Chris Barnett and all of his team who orchestrated this celebration. Not everyone has received a special award, but know that you are all special in our eyes, and you will all receive a Seton Hall Prep diploma. Continue to support and stay close to each other as you move on, and congratulations, best wishes and prayers for all. May God bless you. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, pray for us. And always, hazard, zet forward.